Ladies and gentlemen, at Balloon Boom Studios in downtown Holly Hills, we were hit by some lightning who knocked out all the power. And we're not talking the good Lord, we're talking about AC. And there he goes. We work off of AC.
And we're back.
Yeah, but we're back. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's always something at Wales Certified that you can count on. Great guests, without a doubt. Some entertaining and informative information.
I appreciate that. I'll take any kind of sponsorship you'll give me.
All right, then. and there, how you do it is that you're just Wales Certified, Jon DeSha.
Bring it on.
Again. Yes, exactly. So here you go. What's your school colors?
We are blue and gold. You got to sprinkle a little white in there, but mostly blue and gold.
Yeah, man. And so,
I tell you, they stick to it too. I'd love to have me a gray uniform, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No way, no how, man. You're blue gold.
Yep.
Gold, blue gold. That's it. That's all you got.
That's all right, Kev. I'm a team player, so I'm just nodding my head, shaking my head, say, "Yep, let's do it."
All right. So now the story goes is the Blue and Gold Crusaders of Elias High School girls varsity. How has the season went for you?
I tell you what, I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be prouder of the kids, and I guess I don't get too caught up in wins and losses. It's kind of it's what you're known by as a coach anyway. But the girls are doing fantastic. We got ourselves a conference title last night, and we got district starting up next week on Monday. We're the number 1 seed, so we're in a good place.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And there you go. Now, under full disclosure, because it's already been done, when you first started, I guess back in November
would have been, January. We're starting indoor a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So January. So from there to where you are now, is this what was called upon?
That's a great question. I think as a coach, I felt like I knew I had something. There were certain key aspects of maybe positions I wasn't sure about, but I really felt good about my personnel. You mentioned, we talked earlier, you mentioned a style that the Jays played at one time where it's a little ticky-tack and ball on the ground and players moving everywhere. That's what I like to do. And it's important that I have players that can do that. And I just felt really good about our group. You just never know what you're going to get, especially with girls. Sometimes you're not sure what you're going to get. But we got a great group. I'm really proud of them.
Yeah, and with all the different type of school activities, that is almost mandatory.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Proms, dances, rings. How did everybody flow with that easily, or was it headaches at times?
Sometimes, and I say it in a kind way, because at the end of the day, these guys are, they're high school students, and part of being a student it's the experiences like proms and dances and other activities. So I don't want to rob them of those, but we didn't really have, we didn't lose too many kids because of a dance or prom. I've got a great group of kids that are committed, that understand when you sign or you step onto the field at the beginning of the season, you're there to the last whistle.
Yeah. So how it is your squad? How the Crusaders? Are they heavily seniored or throughout the ranks?
We're still pretty young. We'll have some gaps after this year. I've got defensive player of the year leaving, center back. She'll be tough to replace. I've got a girl that was starting the wing. She'll be tough to replace, and then another forward. But I got kids behind them, so I'm really happy about the future too
Yeah,
for the program.
right.
And we talked earlier about clubs a little bit, and clubs can directly impact a high school program in a big way. And we're just fortunate that of the club down here, it's pretty good. And we see several of those kids, and we benefit from it.
Okay. And what about the middle school? You don't do have a supply chain?
Well, that's a great question too, Kevin. We don't. We being a Catholic school or a non-public school, I guess we don't. Our middle schools are limited on who we have and how many we have, and it would be tough to put a program like that together unless we did it and then joined with the public schools and built a team and played against them, because
Right.
that's where Coach Blake is really, really working hard
Yes.
and getting that. I don't know how many kids he's got out, but he's just done a fabulous job getting kids involved. In some cases, kids that maybe weren't otherwise playing.
Right
They've
on.
got
Right on.
they've got great numbers,
Yeah.
great numbers.
Oh,
So
great.
we don't have that. I wish we did, but I think the caveat is we benefit from the club. That's
Okay.
where we get our kids from.
All right. Well, so we know about the style. Now, yeah. Now, do you have some culture, some history in the past, or are you the builders right here, right now?
I tell you what, man, that's a mixed bag because there, I don't, well, I do know that when you were coming down to Jefferson City, Chuck Register, who's just a fabulous coach, been around Helias Catholic for a long time, he had the boys and the girls for many years. And I know they had many successful years. Matter of fact, one of my assistants graduated, I think 2015 or 16. They had made at least one trip to the Final Four. So there's been some history on the girls' side. But the other side of it, just like they've gone through a few coaches before me, so there's a little bit of building going on.
Right on. You
And
answered. You
yeah,
answered it beautifully, and that's why you're
appreciate
well
that.
certified, baby. You
Come on.
you got 10 more minutes with me?
Let's do it.
Okay. So here you go. This is the deal right here, right now. There's no do-over. It's one game and you're out. If you don't win, you got to go home. You don't
It's
have to.
one.
You don't
It's
have
one
to.
and done.
Yeah, you don't have to stay here, but you can't go home. I mean, you can't. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Yeah,
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 yeah. You're pulling the sheets up to your chin at the house, not at the soccer field.
yeah, man. So here we go. Your first seed. Now, you were always in the hunt. Now you're the hunted. And
Yeah, and you know what? That's a great question. I felt like coming into this season, we made a second place finish last year, and I thought we were good last year. We had a pretty solid group, and I felt like that coming in that we were just going to be someone that people were saying, yeah, I want to get them. I don't care if I get anybody else. We're going to get Helias Catholic, and that's okay. I like being that. I want that pressure. I feel like that pressure brings out better performances, and it brings out a little bit of character and helps establish a program and a culture. I
right
love
on,
that.
right
I
on.
love that.
So two more about what is your after this year. You have any of your girls, Crusader girls, going to any colleges to play soccer?
We don't. We had one player last year, Brooklyn Yansky, went to Westminster. She's very good. Went to Westminster College in Fulton. And I think one thing that every head coach is responsible for, and I don't care what the program is, basketball, football, doesn't matter, is their job is to sell the athletes and get some of those kids off to college. And I don't think the program, and this is not a slam against anybody, but I just don't think anybody took the time to tell some of these kids, hey, you can play in college. You know, go get yourself in front of some coaches, send some emails. So I'm really working hard. I've got a really great class of kids from junior on down to freshman, and many of those kids, they'll end up in programs. I'm without a shadow of a doubt. I got some good soccer players.
Yeah. All we want to see is elbows and the back of your, the bottoms of your shoes.
And the
John.
ball in the back of the net. You better believe it.
Okay. So I had one more question. And
hit me.
Oh boy, I tell you, I didn't write it down because I thought I would remember. So oh yes, please tell everybody, the Whale Certified Nation, where they can follow, what class, what district are you in?
Well, you're really going to make me have to dig deep for information, aren't you?
Ba-dum-bum.
Well, I tell you what, if anybody wants to watch Elias Catholic, they can go to Elias Catholic on the web, go to our athletics page, and they can follow us through Huddle Sports. We are Class 3, District 5. I think, even though we're seeded first, I think it's a really good district. Should be some fun games. I think the best games, honestly, are going to be the ones in the middle of the pack, because those guys are, all about the same style, and they're all hungry. So it'll be good. And I think our first game, we've got the first game, but the second game, you never know. You never know.
Yeah. And under full disclosure, I looked, and my eyes haven't been fooled, is that there's parity around. There's, usually you have all the big classes and so many schools, and it's, there isn't an easy district. There isn't an easy way to state. I mean, you have to be up top, man. You got to be in shape and healthy and have a mindset of a champion. And,
Don't you think too? Every district's going to be, there's going to be some teams that maybe are going to struggle, but for the most part, when it comes to district, you're either on point or you're not. And if you're not on point, you're just not going to be playing anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And luck plays a part of it,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah.
It sure does. I do believe though, Kevin, you can make your own luck.
Oh, absolutely, baby. Yeah.
You're not guaranteed the referee, you're not guaranteed the weather, but you're guaranteed your effort, your first touch, and is your head up? Are you picking out a pass? And, are you letting the ball drop or waiting for somebody else to do something? But yeah, make your own luck.
I got educated after 30-something years on the couch, being the couch soccer guy, is that hey, the season doesn't count. It's what the districts, the state is. That's why And I looked at it, I said, well, hey man, if you don't measure up, if you're not training yourself in that season, you're not gonna. It's not gonna happen for you. But in that big pile of luck, you got teams that were undefeated and then go to the playoffs and lose when you're out by see ya, and nobody won nothing, and they are state champions. I mean, it's
Yeah,
the craziest thing.
yeah. I tell you, the game is kind of silly sometimes.
Yeah.
We played Quincy the other day, and I felt like, and soccer is such a finicky sport. You ask one coach one thing and one coach, the same coach, something else, you'll get two different answers. But I thought we played better than the opponent, but guess what? They scored and we didn't.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, and they beat us.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the game sometimes. We didn't create enough luck.
Oh, absolutely. And you don't get a half a point for hitting that goalpost.
You do not. We need to work on that rule. I think I like that.
All right, then. Yeah. All right. So, what's a custom here at Whale Certified is to say, hey, John, you were the first one that ever been involved in a lightning storm, struck by lightning and boom.
Okay, there's your first.
Yeah, you're the first. But it's custom here to say, hey, John, whatever you want to say to who you ever want to say it to for as long as you want to say it for. This is your opportunity.
I tell you what, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Now, my girls might tell me something different when it comes to talking after or before a game. I'm just going to say, let's go, Elias Catholic, Lady Crusaders in district play.
And that's why you're Whale Certified.
Bring it.
All right, Coach. The best. And we'll be
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. We'll be we'll be rooting for you, bro.
All right. I appreciate that.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all.